listening to a podcast by and for fans of the San Francisco Giants with hosts Willie Dills, Chad King, and Ben Lee.
Let's go Giants! SF Giants! Let's go Giants! SF Giants! Dedicated to the greatest team in Major League Baseball history, the San Francisco Giants. This is Torture Cast.
Hey Giants fans, this is Chad from TortureCast, and we had a great opportunity to interview Giants players at Media Day, the day before FanFest. So here is our interview with newly acquired left fielder Michael Morse.
I have a question about that crazy grand slam that you hit a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
What I'm sure you've been asked a million times in DC media, but what was going through your head when the umps came out? Oh, grand slam! I'm sure you were stoked about that, but then you literally run clockwise.
Well, when I hit it hit off the wall, and we couldn't tell if it went out or not.
Right.
So it hit the railing, and bounced back. Well, no one was waving if it was a home run. No one was saying it was fair. So we all just kept running, and the ball was in play, and one umpire was calling it a home run, and next thing you know, I'm in a pickle between first and second, and I slide back at first, I'm out of breath, and the umpires go in and call it a home run. So at that time, we all just started running around the bases. Well, the umpires were like, whoa, 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 everybody has to go back to the base they were occupying. So at that time, I was at third base. And so now the guys are coming back out of the dugout, going back to their bases. And I was like, I don't want to mess this up anyway. So I'm going to retouch every base. Because if I cut through or something and they say, well, like, no. So I went back to second base, and I'm like, am I here? And the umpire's like, no, go back to first. So I went to first, and that umpire was like, no, you got to go to home. So the home umpire was like, wait. They still didn't understand it because it's never happened before. So I finally get to home plate, and me and Yachty were joking around about taking a swing, and I took a swing.
Oh, that was just classic.
And at that time, and people don't know, at that time I was out of breath.
Yeah.
I was out of breath, and I swung, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So I had to run again. But it was worth it.
Oh man, no, I love watching that online.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it in a couple years. I googled it last night and was just laughing my butt off.
Yeah.
We had a weird one here where it was one of the first times that they had used the new replay rules, and Benji Molina hits one that pings off of Levi's Landing out there, and it just pings off the green at the top, and that paint will stick to balls. So it took him a while to figure out because it bounces back in. It's like a corner.
Yeah.
But at that point, they had given him a single, I think, because it rolled back in. It looked like it had just pinged off the wall.
Wow.
Benji wasn't a great runner, so they pinch ran him. And so when they went back and reviewed it, Boch had already made the switch.
Yeah.
And so what ended up happening is Molina got the home run, but Burris got the run because he was already subbed in. It's just weird, like the way that replay plays into baseball. They just haven't quite. Yeah, and so it was really funny just seeing the same thing that you can kind of see with the grand slam. It was like, okay, and now how do we do this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, it was something that I remember the umpire telling me at home plate. He goes, "Congratulations, this will never happen again." I'm like, oh, thanks.
Speaking of weird and quirky rules, I was asking a lot of the pitchers today about one rule. If they could change one rule in baseball, what would it be? And for you, what do you think that might be?
One rule in baseball that I would change.
It could be crazy too, or subtle, whatever.
Would maybe the intentional walk. Yeah.
I can see that.
Like you don't have to throw it, or you can just say, "Hey, take first," or what about it?
The whole. I think so. Just. If you want to walk a guy, you could just say, hey, we're walking him. Go to first. I think it'll speed the game up.
Yeah.
And as a hitter, you're not up there just sitting there, like...
Literally waiting to see the wild pitch, and besides that, it's like...
I don't know. I don't know. I really have to think about that one.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of people have been stumped. I've been surprised today. I think...
You know which one I would change?
Yeah, what's that?
The Infield fly.
Infield fly.
Infield fly.
Yeah, that one.
That's gotten a little convoluted.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since it's such a judgment call sometimes when it's kind of bordering and what's catchable and not catchable.
I'll tell you what, when the wind's blowing and you crush a ball and it goes straight up in the air, they're calling infield fly, but no one knows who's catching the ball.
It's not really good.
I was going to say, it's higher than the ballpark. Nobody knows where it's going to land yet. Yeah.
Especially
that gives some excitement to the game. See if the players are like, all right, so the runners are like, all right, so I don't know.
Think about
maybe I should come off and...
Think about the old the Metrodome, or
it's like bounces off.
Yeah,
no idea where that's gonna go.
Well, then it gets a ground double, doesn't it? When it hits that, I don't know.
It depends on which catwalk.
Which catwalk?
Whole set of rules for.
Like Tropicana, you can barely see it over there. And
yeah, exactly. Hey, if you didn't play pro ball, what professional sport do you think you would have played, or would want to play? I should put it that way.
I would probably have played football.
Yeah.
Man, that would have been tough. But if I could go back and do it all over again, I would try somehow. I don't know how, but try to play both. It wouldn't work, but it sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Doesn't it sound great?
Yeah. And what position did you play football?
I played quarterback in high school. Our team was terrible. We didn't even win a game. So blame it on the quarterback. Then I was gonna play wide receiver or maybe tight end.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So how's the injury coming?
Great. I'm 100% healed. Ready to go.
That's good.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, I know you've probably gotten to meet some of the guys, especially when you were still in DC, playing against the Giants every so often. You've met probably a few of these guys. Is there anybody in particular that you would get along with, during batting practice and stuff that you're really excited working with now? Or
Probably Hunter. Yeah. Hunter, but one guy I'm gonna be like looking over, like watching him hit is probably Buster. He's such a professional when he goes about his his playing, especially his at bats and just his work ethic. I'm probably be the guy that, like, when he's in the cage or something, I'll the creepy guy in the corner watching. Yeah, that would be me.
how do you swing that?
Yeah,
How do you swing
be like, did you drop your hands?
Yeah. Well, that's good because the few times I've been down in the dugout before games or whatever, and I see some of the guys in the cages, I just want to come in there and just study and be like, oh, I can't do that. I just want to get some pointers and tips. But
that'll be me.
Good to see that. Even players
to
do
that.
I mean, he can go in there. I'm not supposed to. I'm still like,
Yeah, I like watching Buster, his video on him. I've done it during the year, way back in 2012, 13, maybe 2011 I even did. But I like watching his rhythm at the plate and the way he gets set. He has a big leg kick, which is usually tough, but he gets it down early and he's good. He's a professional hitter.
Definitely.
Cool. Has anybody already started just ragging or tossing stuff at you now that they already know that you're going to be on the team? Hunter or anybody else already starting to
No, not
too
necessarily.
soon.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we got plenty of clubhouse time coming up. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Although I saw a picture on Twitter yesterday, and you were like shooting a commercial in a hula skirt or something. It was like this real fuzzy picture. I was like, what the?
You'll see it. It wasn't one of my brighter moments.
we may have told Noonan it was just as well he wasn't gonna be doing any of the.
It was like a hula skirt. The shirt they wanted me to wear was too small, so they're like, "Would you do it without the shirt?" And I'm like,
man.
I mean, what if I said no? Would that be bad?
Twitter explodes. Michael Morse is a jerk.
I better say yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
And plus, I figured I need to get used to the weather anyway. So the sun was going down a little bit. It was getting a little cold.
Oh, that's cool.
So last thing for us. So obviously, you're coming from obviously a really gorgeous park as well. I made it up to Safeco for the first time last year. I got to see you play a little bit. It was fun, but. And you've got you do have a lot of local fans out there, Kings Corner and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Felix on the mound. Coming out here though, and it's been a while, a little bit since you played here, but not a ton. And just knowing that, it's going to be full all the time. That there are a lot of people who are going to be like giving you animal nicknames and coming up with different things to holler while you're in the outfield and just all kinds of just insanity that goes on at this park. I mean, what's your take on it so far?
That's awesome. Isn't that great? I can't wait. I'm huge on the fans. I love playing in a park that's sold out. You know, I love playing in front of a lot of people, especially baseball people. This town, they know their baseball. They don't just come out to the game. They come out to support the team. They know what's going on. As a player, you live for that. You know, it's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Michael.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no problem, man.
All right. Thanks a lot.
A big thank you to everybody for listening to the Torture Cast, the podcast by and for fans of the San Francisco Giants. Follow us on Twitter at TortureCast. You can also like us on Facebook or check out our blog at torturecast.com. I also want to say thank you to Ashcon and Bailey for letting us use their song Feeling Like a Giant for our intro. For Ben Lee and Chad King, my name is Willie Dills saying, we'll see you next time. A big thank you to everybody for listening to the Torture Cast, the podcast by and for fans of the San Francisco Giants. Follow us on Twitter at TortureCast. You can also like us on Facebook or check out our blog at torturecast.com. I also want to say thank you to Ashcon and Bailey for letting us use their song Feeling Like a Giant for our intro. For Ben Lee and Chad King, my name is Willie Dills saying, we'll see you next time.